Hi people, it's August 22nd, 2011, and I'm going to do another walk and talk while I go to my sleazy tobacconist and get some cigarettes, which I know I shouldn't smoke. Now, it's true that I don't have many close friends anymore because I live quite isolated over here for various reasons. But I just had an interesting phone conversation of about an hour long. You know, it was going to be like 2 minutes, but every time I talk to my pal who lives on the other side of Paris, we end up spending an hour or two on the phone. It's really fun. She's an American. She's a little bit older than I am. You wouldn't know it by looking at her. And she's working on her doctorate here. And she lived in many other countries in the world. Greece, Italy, Germany, I forget where else. She speaks a lot of different languages. She speaks Arabic. And yet it's like really nice to talk to her because she's American, like me, you know. Those are our roots. And I said to her, you know, it's very funny because if we were sitting at a picnic or something among some people back in the United States, even some of the people who I think kind of understand what I'm saying on my 2 YouTube channels, they probably totally wouldn't get what we're talking about cultures in other parts of the world, especially Europe, which we know pretty well. And she said, yeah, I totally hear you. I mean, I really like hearing from you people, and I love the exchange, and I'm not sure what kind of a life I have. I'm always kind of mistrustful of people who say, oh, I have a life. I'm not sure I have a life, okay? But I have a tiny life. And I really appreciate hearing from people like Amy 2 times, Amy 2X. And we don't agree on a lot of points, but I am really sure that we would get along fine in person, and there'd be a very good exchange. And as Bar Nun 11967 says, he doesn't care if people don't agree with him or not, as long as they're polite, and I really feel quite the same way. We were talking about like what's happening with the environment just now and politics, and she was telling me stuff like, oh, there's going to be this revolution like they just had in Greece. And I said to her, well, that doesn't matter so much, but it has gotten some good notes in the United States because that's a little corner of the world. You know, that's not the whole thing. And she kind of got quiet pretty quickly, and she realized that what I was saying had some reasonableness to it. There is a tremendous lack of solidarity among people. And one of the things that we're naive to believe and to think is that it's a small world after all. And I'm sorry, I often revert to that old Disney theme from the Small World ride at Disneyland in California, which I visited with some cousins in 1969. And they sing, you know, there's just one world, there's just one sun, you know. It's a small world after all. It's not really a small world, people. It's a vast world. It's a big world. It's a very different world from point A to point B. The climate is different. The culture is different. You know, part of the planet could be like totally screwed up, and another part of the planet could be kind of okay. I think you understand what I'm saying. But we were talking about work situations in various countries, and we really had a laugh about what it would have been like had we been at, for example, she's from Virginia, and very polite lady, has her manners about her and stuff. You know, were we at a picnic or something? Oh, it's good, it's good. Oh, it's good. Come on. Okay, thank you. Were we at a picnic or something among Americans, which we would love to be at. She still has family over there. I have some family over there still. And, you know, just relaxing and shooting the breeze. A lot of people in the United States would just, like, totally not understand how things are over here. And I was telling her about Amy 2X saying stuff like, well, you know, you shouldn't take a month off, you know, and that's just dumb. And she was like, wow, this person totally doesn't know about the laws over here and that your vacation time is included in your pay kind of automatically, and, you know, if you actually don't take the time off, you're just basically an idiot. But I do know that it's hard for a lot of Americans to understand, and people in other countries. And it's still hard for me to understand too, actually. I'm not an expert on things over here. I'm learning. I've been here for almost 20 years. I'm still learning. So I am, I hope, set up as an EURL now, and I'm looking into job offers here in Paris and in crazy places like China, and I'm seeing a lot of crap, and we were talking about that some, and basically a lot of employers are really lowballing people, and you should not accept that, people. I don't care how desperate you are. You will regret it. And she and I have been networking for more than a year, and we agreed that we should tell potential employers, no, I'm not going to accept to be paid less than, you know, a maid would be paid. You know, somebody to clean your apartment. And she takes it one step further and says, do you want me to live in a tent? Can you buy me the tent? You know, because that's basically what's going to happen to me if you want me to work in Paris, France, at the pay you're proposing. And she's been, like, really upfront about it, and I really applaud her for that. And I've stuck along with that also, and I suppose that's our little solidarity thing. I've also gotten some very good input from some other people via email and YouTube about pay in different countries and what you should accept and what you shouldn't accept. So I'm going to go in here and buy my cigarettes, and I will talk to you later. Oh man, I am dead tired. I had an appointment this morning. It was exhausting. This weather is terrible. It's very, very muggy. This is the Legion of Honor park across the street. It's beautiful. And, you know, I do get out every day and I walk a great deal. It's painful for me. I am disabled. I keep telling you that. I want you to remember that. Not everybody sees all my videos. They might just see one. I realize you have lives and you don't look at everything that I post. But, it's been very muggy. There's a heat wave going on in France here right now. So, I hope to speak to you soon, people. Be